All right, I think we're live. All right, good morning, everybody out there, and also out of curiosity, for those of you who have paid to be in the membership group, and you're watching this over the high resolution Zoom feed, what do you think about that as compared to watching this over, say, TikTok or the YouTube? Is it any advantage? Curious. For those of you in the group, I mean, it's noticeably better. We can all agree on that. But what's something that makes it an advantage? Number one, it's nearly real time. I think the TikTok can be like 20, 30 seconds behind, maybe more. And then the YouTube, I think, is the same, about 30 seconds. I've noticed quite a bit delayed. So probably the biggest issue that it solves is delay. I love when the background turns kind of red and cyan. It's really cool. Right there. Oh, I love that. I love those moments. That keeps hitting me in the face. I'm going to get these blue things up. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's kind of cool in my head. Leave it be. So yeah, we're going to get into the market here in just one sec, but I asked everybody, and you can answer now across the web. When you retire in life, you're done with all of your busy work, all of your sweat and money making, and you've learned all your financial lessons, hopefully way ahead of time, so that you snowballed. You've got a nice wealth snowball and savings, and you're able to retire. I'm very curious, just like, what is everyone's different plans, not plans, but ideas for that, however far out that might be. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What's your plan? What do you plan to do with those 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 years, depending on how well you've done and as early as you've done? So let me share what some people already said. Somebody said travel, see his family more. Man, that sounds sad, doesn't it? The part about see his family more. Like, I mean, I guess the young pieces of the family at that point, because the longer you wait to see your family more, the fewer of your family there will be. That homestead, enjoy the freedom. Nice. Travel and family. Wildlife rehab, somebody said. I really love that one. Very nice. I love it. Let us know where to send the checks, man. We support you. Travel, give back through education and philanthropy. Absolutely, absolutely. TikTok on computer is faster than the phone. No kidding. Passive income, enjoy life. And Carl says that one day I found this crazy ass TikTok, and here I am trading stocks every day. Nice, Carl. I think little by little you're getting more into the day trading then, huh? Very nice. And Gary says he retired last June. Been with us ever since. So trading in retirement is fun. It's fun. And then Mike says never retire, hunt forever. Loves hunting. Chris says sit on my ass, travel, probably still day trade just for fun. And I think he's probably right, because just look at Carl and Gary, what they just said. Oh, and then another thing Benjamin says about the advantages of being a member is you can zoom in on regions of the screen pretty well. Although, yeah. Other people said stare at the ocean and go boating. That's what Glenn said. Very nice. I like this one. Start a garden, take care of some animals, be surrounded by family. Benjamin says play golf, So my wife, she loves to eat exotic foods. She wants to travel. I don't necessarily like to eat exotic foods, but I do love to travel. Who doesn't love to travel? So we'll probably travel and attempt to eat exotic foods. But personally, on top of that, I would like to write lots and lots of books, nonfiction, about what I, what I've learned and what I can share in various degrees of whatever my expertise I've gained up to this point. And so, yep, that whole part of giving back. I think if you can leave some legacy uh, of what you've learned, if you've learned a lot, I think you should leave that information for the next generations, whether it's public or just for your family. You know, put it down. I think it's very important. Everything you've learned is something that can help other people at the beginning of their lives. In fact, I don't know, maybe I'll write a book called What I've Learned about life so that you can not make the same damn mistakes. That's so important. I mean, that should be part of some people's giving back, I believe. All right. Do you think Doge is going to drop back down? No. And if it does, I'll buy more. So I am on a buying frenzy on Doge. All right, let's take a look at the market. We've got about 11 minutes here. Let's take a look. I wanted to tell you about this puppy. So today we are the little orange price here on the Qs, 281.55. That's where we are in pre-market, which is touching Friday's highs. Okay, we retraced a little yesterday, never really went down in any considerable amount from there, just kind of dojied out right there. Now it's happening. Today is behaving as though today is going to be the bullish day. So if there's going to be one day this week that we can count on right now, it's today. Does that mean it's going to happen? No, but it's looking like it's going to happen. We're very close to all these different high points and a multi-week high. And it's not just that we might crack that level and break and run. It's that from here, we're probably definitely going to at least try. And so that's a trade in and of itself. So you have, we're at 281.48 right now. And then you have the highs on the Qs of 284.60. So I do believe we're going to attempt to test that, whether or not we go down and go through an Elliott wave or however we get through over the course of 10 minutes, an hour, 4 hours today, at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, middle of the day, I don't know. But we're going to test that high. It's very likely. And Tesla and other stocks are already kind of leading the way this morning. So I'm going to be snowballing into long every pullback opportunity I can. My thesis will be long. I will cut on any kind of problems and if everything starts reversing, but I'm going to be going long this morning to those highs that I mentioned, 284.60. I'm going to try to snowball into multiple shares or contracts so that I can take portions off along the way, because first target's that 284.60. But if it continues onward, it could go for a full 20% fake out, which would take us to 287. So everybody pin that number, write that number down. 287 could be the maximum extension after we break out, if we break out. So that'd be target number 2. Profit target number 2. Target number 1 is going to be that 284.60 area as the market attempts to hunt to previous highs. It is likely to break over that and sweep liquidity above that level. And but those orders will be stop buy orders for people who are short. That's going to be a critical level where shorts have to cut their positions. It's an obvious level. So it could actually cause a short squeeze. And some people may not want to let go of their shorts for the whole day, and they could get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed until margin call at the end of the day, in the last hour, in after hours. If we're running all day today, or if we have the big bullish jumps in after hours today, you could also see some continued upward spikes, because those would be margin calls and forced buy to covers for liquidation. So this day's kind of a nice little critical day. If we don't get over those levels, it doesn't happen. That's okay. But we have a plan. Let's see what happens. If we just go pull back all day, then today wasn't the day. But on the day in which the plan that we set out before the day starts transpires, we will make money on that day. If that day is not today, then we live to trade another day. Preserve your capital and stay tight. When you have the opportunities, take them, but don't let them bleed out on you too much. You can always just exit and get back in somewhere else, unless you're under PDT rules, which I understand. But if you are, just open an account at Trade08 or somewhere, get some futures, trade the market. There's no pattern day trading rules. You can go in and out unlimited number of times with futures. And you can trade the Qs and S&P 500, whatever you like to trade. That's a market or a economic instrument like gold. All right, now that's the plan on the day for the Qs, and that can happen in about 6 minutes from now. So let's be ready. Here's what it looks like on the micro scale. Looking at that at the pre-market on a 10-second chart. Yeah, so this is a very micro scale. I'll be watching it surgically. In the meantime, yeah, we have Tesla running pre-market. We've got SOFI running pre-market. We've got XPEV popping a little bit. We've got NIO popping a little bit. Those two are not necessarily running. They're flatter. But SOFI, Uber, and Tesla running. And so, you can use some of the numbers we were just talking about. You could be watching the Qs for those numbers, 284.60. What did I say? 280. Let's take a look at that number again. 284.60 and 287 as your sort of goalposts and guideposts for how the market's going to be going. And these other ones, Uber and Tesla and SoFi, you could potentially get a day swing on. If you'd like to learn more about day swinging, you can go to my Market Mastery, send me a private message. I'll get you that link. Go to my website, click Learn to Trade, and you can learn how to day swing using pivot points to stay in the trade to its maximal point. And that's for you, those of you who know how to do that. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do with SoFi, Uber, and Tesla this morning. If not anything else that you find has relative strength. By the way, it was a couple of days ago that I alerted Tesla. Hopefully, some of you got that allocation because now Tesla being up 5-6 points this morning, that should really help your position. All right, so we're going to keep watching UBX also for some momentum possibly, and NIO possibly. The Chinese stocks are up considerably this morning. You could also trade yin, YINN, I believe it is. Just want to trade China. Bullish 3x leveraged ETF on the day. I would not hold that overnight, but if you want to day trade the fact that China's up, I can't guarantee anything's going to come of it, but yin would be a 3x stock, leverage stock you could use. All right, we've got 3 minutes and 30 seconds before the open. Has anybody got anything else they need us to track here? Any momentum movers? Write a book called Why the Fuck Not? Yeah. That's very cool, Mike. Why not? In a couple hours, let's keep doing it. Yeah. Adam says, I'm 20 and love getting all the knowledge from older people. Absolutely. Sets up the next generation for success. SOFI? Chris, what are you saying? SOFI slimming. Oh, what are you saying there? SOCAN slimming all the way up. Not sure what you're saying there. Adam, what levels did you find? Did you get the levels? I mentioned a big many times. Sharpest tool in the shed makes the most money. Lift for Uber sympathy for sure. It's another one. I can just put that right here. Yeah, but it looks like most of the volume's going in on Uber, like considerably more. Yeah, I don't know what your trade plan is for BABA. I don't know if it's for a couple of days, if it's for a couple hours, if it's for weeks, if it's for months, if it's for years. So, you need to align your plan with what you're doing. Kind of like don't get into things until you know what your whole plan is. All right, $1.37. I mean, $1.37, a minute, 30 seconds before the market opens. Yes, sir, right after that. Okay. BABA seems like a great long value play. Yeah, it says Adam. It might be. Ask me that again about Doge in like 30 minutes. All right, here we go. 40 seconds. Ow. Freaking hurt my neck looking at my screens. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Screens, dudes. 5 seconds or so. Yeah, keep holding SOFI. Day swing. All right, the market jumping right at the open. That's happening fast. Move up. Too fast. No pullback. No pullback. Double whammies. And Tesla went from 233 to 235 on that open. Uber fading, actually. XPEV fading. SOFI fading. I don't know. Maybe the market's fading. Let's go take a closer look. Not so much. Not the growth market anyway. All right, Tesla's, excuse me. Tesla's moving back up. New high on Tesla, hitting 236 almost. Hit 238.80. There it is, 236. So let's see. You should be up almost 11 points on our on my alert on Tesla a couple days ago. Swing trade alert. Tesla leading the way. I'm going to get lift off of there and pull up Apple. I'd like to know what's going on with Apple at the same time as Tesla, since they're different companies, like very different. And yet both future growth companies. kind of working against each other. All right, we got some pullback on the market. I want to watch the micro surgical movement on it right now, so I don't miss a snowball entry. Got to build up that snowball. All right, Tesla hitting 236.50. 235.50, a dollar drop very quickly there. SOFI falling off a cliff. Yeah, Uber's not going. SoFi's falling. Apple's struggling. And Tesla made a lot of progress off the open. So that's kind of where we're at the market so far. UBX not doing much of anything. NIO filling the gap, strong short, going all the way back down. XPEV, huge runoff fall back to where it came from. This choppy open is encouraging. On our thesis. I mean, how are you going to fight all that overnight sentiment in two world markets? I don't think it's going to drop hard. We've got support in our favor here. All right, here it goes. It may be moving towards new highs. Maybe. Carl and Gary, have either of you started to experiment with getting a futures account open? Apple dropping hard now. There, see, now you got to defend your capital. That's a point to take off right there, because now we have 4 points to a downtrend being ascribed on the market. So that's cool. Now we just can wait for the market to bottom, and then we'll snowball in down low at a lower point. Or me. Apple's fault. Because Tesla's doing just fine. Apple says no. Apple's got plenty of room to mess around. Doge just headed downhill. Oh, good. Awesome. Carl says, looking at the futures account definitely has your interest. One thing I have never traded. I'm afraid with the 24-hour trading, I'll never get to sleep. Yeah, Carl, that's my problem. I think that's a valid fear. But it doesn't trade. There's periods where it's not even worthwhile trading. So the only thing is, yeah, at 2 a.m. it gets pretty tasty. Adam says, so valid. XPEV going underneath yesterday's low. I mean, it's hilarious how these things will have this big progress in pre-market, and then it's all bullshit and gets dumped, and then it goes lower than it's been in the last few days. You just gotta love that manipulation. Apple pushing up for a second there. That should lift the market a little bit. Are in a downtrend, so I'm going to scale back on that lift up to scale back at a low cost. And then I'll scale in more at the bottom. I don't know if I read about the deal with Coinbase and Blackbox. I think I did hear something about that, but I didn't have time to read into it and research it. So no opinion right now. But you can tell me, what is your opinion and what's going on? I'll tell you if that sounds reasonable. See, Tesla's holding strong. While the rest of the market's dropping, Tesla's holding strong. That's. Is anybody in Tesla? Because you're sitting in a great position there. Relative strength on it is massive today. Let me see. It might even be the strongest stock in the S&P 500 relative strength wise. Okay, it's number 9. It's the 9th strongest. Freeport McMoran actually acting very strong. And that is at a pivotal bottom reversal point too. So if anybody likes Freeport McMoran, copper mining company, could be a potential swing entry or even a 6-month to 12-month position that you could start up there. Marcus says SONN must be moving. Let's see. Yeah, it's starting to curve up a little bit. Still has a lot of congestion to cut through. Can fly. Uber's holding fairly strong now. It's going up. I'll be right back, guys. Something. All right, I'm back, guys. Uber held 30 nicely. SONN. Tesla is completely holding and growing, going up, while Apple's going down. Yes, I saw that. Wow, a pretty decent retrace, more than 50% into the Asian session. London session. Seems like a good buy point. I'll grab a little over here. And if I'm wrong, I'll just quickly defend it. Not psychologically, but I mean, I'll exit. I'll quickly defend my ego. There we go. See, I was wrong. This market is pulling back hard. Why is it doing that? It's very suspicious. Bigger picture here. Maybe the balance that we were hunting for. Small imbalance nearby. Perhaps we'll pick up down there. Some data came out. Let me double check because data was supposed to come out. Let me see. Okay. Some PMI came out, but and that may be what this reaction is for. However, at 10 o'clock, in just a few minutes, we'll have ISM manufacturing PMI, and then we're going to have jobs numbers as well. Weak expansion of the economy is what the PMI numbers are showing. And the market's reaction is negative. That's what we have to go on for now. Yeah, but I mean, if you do go SQQQ, I mean, in literally like 12 minutes, 10 minutes, we have another number coming out. Jobs. Now, obviously, if it supports the same direction, then more red bread. But otherwise, just increases the chop. Protect the jet ski, Mark. Protect the jet ski. You typed that in the wrong place. Oh, okay. He's ready to get into SQQQ. Oh, yeah. Tesla getting hit hard by that, as a matter of fact. So the progress on Tesla just erased, just sliced through. The pivot point exit on the day swing for Tesla would have been 235.73. So if you're still in it and you're past that, yeah, you do need to cut. The heck? Oh, okay. I just bought at the imbalance point down there. That's gonna hold. right. Just blew the windows out. Oh, you just had there was a rocket launch there? Oh man. Which rocket launch that was? Probably a SpaceX. I've been like who else is launching rockets every day? Okay, so that just happened, Chris, because Mark says that it just like blew his windows out. I am setting up some orders. To manage happening here. We got 6 minutes till the next numbers. SpaceX had a launch today. Nice. If you're in QQQ long, you should be out at this point. So we got some numbers at 9:45 that caused a strong pullback. I got back in at a low point here. That may not even follow through. We'll see. And then we've got some more economic numbers coming in 5 more minutes. And then that will roughly do it for the day as far as economic numbers go. So we'll see in 5 minutes, what the sentiment becomes, either twice as bad or neutral. It's about where you can go with that. There's an ETF for that. Somebody says, does anyone have something that can just trade the opposite of Jim Cramer's recommendations? There's an actual ETF of that you can buy. It's a stock ticker. I forget what it is. It's new though. Cramer reverse ETF. Let's see. Inverse ETF. Anybody know the ticker? Okay, it doesn't start trading till December, and it's called Jim. Really? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh no, a short Jim, S Jim, short Jim, and then long Jim, the long Kramer ETF. Oh, so in order to not offend him, they're doing both long Jim and short Jim. And I know you can short ARK as well, so that's SARK. What? Yeah. Tesla is finding a little bit of support here, but Apple is just not finding support. Apple just continuing to plummet lower, giving back all its gains. Apple's just not having it. Crazy, because meanwhile, we have an advanced decline ratio of 4. And we have total volume on the market going up every minute of the day. So this market move is almost entirely Apple. Like everything else is grinding up or showing relative strength. Relative strength, especially versus Apple. I mean, anything going sideways right now is a hell of a lot stronger than Apple is. All right, we've got numbers coming in a couple minutes. 2 minutes. Charge point moving. All right. Charge point around 14.5. It was at 13.7 yesterday, 13.8. All right, numbers are coming in 40 seconds. You'll see the reaction on the market before we can figure anything out. All right, 10 seconds. Here comes the reaction. Oh, negative. Oh, negative looks like. Very negative. Initially, that appears to be. First 5 seconds a negative. And the numbers are more job openings than expected. Yet the market is actually not moving down yet. That is what the expectation is. Okay, now we're breaking down further. And then someone says, it will rally. It may. Yeah. Never know. Already, I've got a little bit of a reversal going on there. That's why I like to watch the 15-second chart or a 5-second chart, 10-second chart. You can really see deceleration and shelving. Pretty much everything's tipping over. Advanced declines, pulling back all morning, and now more seriously. And then if the market rallies, it's because things have gotten so bad that we know the Fed will raise rates more seriously, and it just it's a very unpredictable scenario we're in. Apple's still dumping, has not let up, has not pulled back once. Hasn't started to pull back once. Good call on NIO. Hey, it's mom. Yeah, but NIO's back to 10 now. I hope you scaled out a little bit. Took 5% off on a pop like that. No trick-or-treaters here. No? I guess that's good. Oh, wow. The new I-Series bond rate is 6.89%. So you did indeed get the historic rate there at 9.63% last quarter. Apple still not even a pull up, no deceleration, continued dump from 155.60 roughly to now 151.99. Hi. Hi, mom. NIO back to 9.94, mom. And as you can tell, I love lava lamps. It looks like all indications look like today's a good short day now. And then tomorrow we have Fed rate decision. So this could all be a ruse. Because when the Fed, every time the Fed has released the rate information, the market has rallied. Just adjusting my stops there. All right. Where could we be heading? Let's go look at the bigger picture here. We could be heading back to this imbalance from Friday. 11,257, 11,260 on NQ NASDAQ. So I'm going to put my take profit down there. I'm going to set that trade up. Stop up above reasonable area. Above this imbalance candle here. 150 to make 450, about 3-1 at the moment. It can get tighter, but to put that trade on at the moment is rough. Now on the Qs, that level, for those of you who use the Qs, is 273. 273. So we may be heading back to 273. And there might be a slight bounce around 276, just really close by. What'd you say? I can't read that. Give talk Munkin? What? I can't read that. Munger gave a talk last night on pod finance. Oh, very nice. What did he recommend? Rivian up, ugly car of the year. It is kind of ugly, isn't it? We have a lot of those here. I think they might have their factory here or corporate or something, because I see a lot of those Rivians here, even very early when they were still. And there was that first bounce at 276.60. Like I said, let's take a look at Apple. Apple's still just plummeting though, not even a sign of a bounce. Plummet on Apple, very nice. Not nice. Very not nice. Yeah, we're pushing down to that imbalance area, it seems. There's Apple. That's the 15-second chart on Apple. I mean, just zero relief. It's just sell, 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 sell. I'm gonna move my stops above this green candle right here. Kind of tighten things up a little bit, not give any money back. I can always get back in. Okay, looks like one stop was hit. And if we look at Apple, maybe that's first pullback. All right, well, it's pulling back a little bit, but it's done that a couple times before already through this whole drop to very little effect. But maybe this will be the first decent pullback. We've had nothing but lower highs on every single 1 minute candle for the last like 15 minutes. So a higher high and I'm out. I'm going to move my stop here right above that high. Get it nice and tight, 11,407. And, you know, again, because I can always get back in. You can always get back in. Don't fear taking your profits. You can always get back in the next day, the next minute, if you want. Take those profits, bank them, and then start again when things look good. Okay, all my stops are tight on all my systems. There it is. Out on all systems. They all just fired. So now the idea is to watch like the 15-second or the 10-second, a micro time frame, a lower time frame, to watch its trend, to watch the pivot points of its trend, and look for you know, the top of the little pullback, essentially. So we'd be looking for a pivot break, like right down here, 11,394. Sometimes during the beginning, it can be a little bit rocky and there can be false starts. But if that cracks, then you know, I'll enter, and I'll keep moving that up. As we create new pivots. I'm looking for a short entry just on the pullback here. This is a more significant bottom on Apple, I think. Let's go over to Apple. Yeah, this is the longest bounce it's had. The strongest bounce it's had. But we still have not completed the imbalance yet. So let's go back and look at that on the 5-minute chart. The imbalance target is all the way down here. We only win about 60% to the imbalance, and you can probably guarantee that we're going to hunt for that imbalance. That's probably why we're going down this far so aggressively already. It's just that we're going to have to sit through a pullback, and that pullback could last hours before we get down to the imbalance zone. 11,260 on, what was it on the Qs? 273, I think I said 273.50. Target on the downside. All right, let's keep an eye on this pullback. Okay, there was a little pivot break right there. I'm still not going to be convinced yet, so snuck my order in underneath the prior pivot because that was just a small pivot that lasted only a couple of bars. Okay, this might trigger. There we go. It triggered. I'm back in short with a stop above the high of that little rally, that micro rally. So that's how you can use micro time frames to get surgical entries. Yeah, we might bottom around here. We might flounder around at these levels. For hours, it could be. And that was an auto exit right there. So we're just going to be bouncing around. Looks like possible range expansion, trapping technique. So we're probably just going to be trapping for a while. This is what I'm seeing. Let me put a see it better. And on the downside. That's how they keep sweeping liquidity. And it's like a mopping technique. They catch all the breakout traders, breakdown, breakout traders. Break one side, rip to the other side. Break that side, rip to the other side. Break that side, rip to the other side, because everyone puts their stops on the other side every time. So you just do expanding area like that to mop up. And it's not clear whether or not the continuation or reversal will occur after that's complete and when it will be complete. Sometimes you can get some clues when you get a mid move. So like it doesn't go all the way back down and then it comes back up and breaks. That could be a sign that it's attempting to go higher, or vice versa. Draw that for you. Talking about if it goes like this. Because it didn't get all the way back down and then broke. All right, SONN apparently broke out, says Gary. Yeah, SONN broke pre-market high of 270. And it's at hit 3. It's at 270 again right now. I like it over 250, you know. That was probably a good entry there at 250 as it came back up. A little bit trappy, yeah, but you know, it's okay if you get in at a good price and keep your risk appropriately described. All right, so we're going to let that play out while I go head to the gym. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've reached market stabilitas. Just made that word up. We've reached stabilitas. And but just be watching for continuation here or a reversal. If it is a reversal, expect a optimal entry for short at about a 65% retrace. Bottom to the top for the whole move today. You know, optimal entry somewhere between 60 and 70% so that you can get best entry up there, so you can get the best risk reward if it does work out. If we are indeed going to continue bearish, and that's just a short reversal pullback. Then obviously continuation down to 273 on the Qs. All right, catch you in a little bit, everybody. Hopes and dreams were dashed today. And then we have the Fed tomorrow. It's going to be a rough ride.